Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Sunday. Hello again. My name is Terry, for those of you that don't know me, and welcome to my kitchen. Today is Sunday. We are excited here today because brunch or Sunday means it's brunch. And when it's brunch, that means we're having cocktails. So I'm super excited about today's live. We're going to be cooking up some great things. We're going to be mixing up a great drink. And then we're also going to be having some good discussion today. Hopefully, y'all have had a chance to read the description. I'm sure you've seen the thumbnail. So, you know, we're going to be talking about Dr. Umar. I was trying to avoid talking about Dr. Umar's conversation or his interview on the Daily Rap Crew, but I just couldn't avoid it. So here we are today. We're going to have a little talk about that. All right. So again, thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, make sure you like this video so we can make sure everybody joins the party today. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Let's see who's in the chat. If you'd like to make yourself known, go ahead and say hello. We have Celeste today. She says, Happy Sunday, everyone. Please like the video on your way in. Thank you for showing support. We have Derek Gaines in the building. He says, I'm here. Celeste is saying hello again. My brother is here, y'all. Hey, sis, I'm doing my meal prep, so I will catch the replay. Love you. Go ahead and just let me play, okay? Just let me play. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. All right, y'all. So let's get started right away. As more people come in, like I said, today is brunch Sunday. So we're making a cocktail, all right? Let me go ahead, bring up the other camera so y'all can see what we're going to be doing. So look, y'all know on Sundays, I like to usually have some type of cocktail, like a mimosa of some sort. But I was like, you know, I got all this fruit. I got all this fruit, free fruit. I got free fruit, y'all. And I was like, I got to do something about it. So I had pineapples, I got oranges, I got grapes. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make like a little smoothie situation. At first, I was thinking about making like a little pina colada. And I was like, I don't really like too much of like the pina colada taste. Although I like coconut milk, I don't like pina coladas. It's something weird. So we are going to be using coconut. We are going to be using pineapple. I got orange juice. It's going to be a good little situation. And then, of course, we are going to have tequila, because y'all know I love tequila. Typically, pina coladas are made with rum. I don't really drink rum. I'm going to keep it real. So I got my blender here already. We're going to start by adding some ice to the blender to get it started. Let me know in the comments if y'all like a little breakfast cocktail, pina colada, tequila sunrise, you know, different things like that. So I got my fresh squeezed orange juice. It's about a half a cup of that. Like I said, I have some pineapples. So I actually cut up the pineapples and then I put some sweetener on here. You can use monk fruit, stevia. If you don't have any of those, you can use regular sugar. But of course, when cooking for health, we try to find alternatives. So I went ahead and I have some of that sweetener on here. So it's kind of made a little bit of a juice. If you don't have fresh fruit, that's okay. You can go ahead and use pineapple. Just make sure you get it in 100% juice. That way it doesn't have added sugar in it. Okay? Let's see. Well, we're going to be talking about everybody, okay? We're going to be talking about everybody. All right. So, pineapple, orange juice. I have some ice in here. I'm also going to put a little bit of, because I wanted to have like a smoothie, milky texture or consistency. So I'm going to be using a little bit of oat milk. I have a cup of oat milk, but I don't think I need that much. So I'll just start off with a little bit. That's just to, again, give it some creaminess. And then I'm also going to add in some powdered coconut milk. So I use these powdered coconut milks all the time. Grace is actually a Jamaican brand. I get these at the Asian or the international market. So I love using this as an alternative to having like cans of coconut milk. If you have coconut milk, you can use it. If you have coconut cream, you can use it, whatever you desire. But this is just what I'm using. I'm just going to put this in here just to, you know, give it a little bit of a coconut flavor. So last thing is the tequila. So use whatever kind of tequila or liquor that you like. But like I said, I love tequila. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start with a couple ounces of tequila. Why not? It's Sunday. You know, we like to have a time on the channel, okay? All right. Then we're just going to blend it up. Let's see. I might need some more ice. I have more ice. Yes. Not 2 cups of 1800, Derek. No. All right. I'm going to add some more ice. I actually have more ice in the freezer if I need it. Here I am thinking I didn't need that much ice. I need more. So, of course, the more ice you put in here, the more it's going to be like a slushy or consistency. Yes. All right. Let me get a spoon. Let me taste it, see if I want to add anything else. If you want it sweeter, you can always add in sugar. You can add in honey. I got some honey. Ooh. Ooh. I definitely need more ice. And we also need just a little touch of honey, okay? I don't know what Derek is talking about in the comments, talking about this 2 cups of 1800. Sir, that is too much alcohol. We're just using a little bit. We're not trying to get, lit. Although if it's not brunch or if it's not breakfast, if it's later in the day, if you want to, go ahead. That's on you. But I'm not using that much. I just used about maybe a little bit more than 2 ounces of tequila. We can add more. Actually, that little taste that I just sampled, I can taste the tequila. So we really don't need that much. All right. There we go. All right. Okay. Here we go. I like this consistency. Yes. Our nice little breakfast cocktail smoothie situation. Okay. Then to make it cute, we'll add in a little orange on the side. And there we have it. Our little cocktail. Let's taste. Okay. This is good. All right, y'all. So first things first, we got to get started with our food. I'm going to be honest. My commentary surrounding Dr. Umar is not what you think. Okay. I had seen different clips of the interview. I actually mentioned on my live on Friday how I watched Six the Goddess. She had a live talking about the interview, and she showed a nice segment of it, a good portion of the segment. So I watched that. And I was like, oh, okay, like this was good. Of course, I told y'all the other day, I like Dr. Umar. He can be a little controversial. Some people don't like everything that he says, but I don't have a problem with him. I think he's great. I'm for the people. He for the people. It's lit, right? So I was liking what I was hearing. But I noticed that a lot of the commentary that I've seen surrounding Dr. Umar is heavily on the atypical topics that we hear on YouTube. Men and women, gender wars, battle of the sexes, Pookie and Ray Ray, black single mothers, feminism, leading, providing, protecting, feminine, all that mumbo jumbo, same song we hear every single day. So in my head, I'm like, okay, from the segment I saw, I'm thinking maybe, we can talk a little bit more about some of the other things that he talked about. But I also thought in order for me to have an effective conversation about Umar, I need to watch the live. Even one of my friends also agreed I needed to watch the whole interview. So I watched 2 hours of this interview yesterday and I was floored. Okay? I was floored. Before I tell y'all why I was floored, we're going to start our chicken. So for today, we're making a chicken sausage skillet. We're going to have chicken sausage. We're going to have potatoes. We're going to have onions and peppers. Going to be a nice little brunch breakfast situation. We are going to be making the sausage from scratch. So that's exciting. So I can show y'all what I'm going to do there. I have some potatoes, just so y'all know. I have some potatoes sitting here in some cold water. These are like Yukon Gold. They were little potatoes that I just diced in fours, or quartered them rather. And I have some water back here on the stove. I'm waiting for that to boil. We're going to boil our potatoes first. Then we're going to add them to the skillet so that they can cook all together. So that's what we're doing. We're waiting on our water. Always, always, always boil your potatoes first. I highly recommend it. It's going to make a world of a difference because if you try to cook the potatoes in the skillet, it's going to take 18,000 years, okay? So now let's focus on this sausage. Let me pull up my camera so y'all can see. I have my, what is this called? Food processor. So I have my food processor here. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. When I used to do meal prep for people, because I used to have a meal prep company, I would have people, they bought meal prep for me every week, twice a week rather. And if they ordered ground chicken, I would always grind the chicken in this particular food processor. So from there, because I had one person order ground chicken before one time, and I was like, I don't feel like buying a whole pack of ground. That's stupid. So I was like, I have some chicken breast. I'll go ahead and grind it. And from there, I've been obsessed. So today, I'm like, we're going to make some chicken sausage. Chicken sausage is so good. It's a great option for meal prep for breakfast in the morning. It's healthier. It is not as fatty as like pork sausage. And then if you make it yourself, you can do whatever you want to it. And so this is why I've been trying to perfect my chicken sausage recipe. This is not the perfected version. This is going to be more of like a Cajun taste. We're going to use some Tony's Creole seasoning. I have some of the Kinder's blackened seasoning. So this is going to be great, right? We're going to start with some chicken thighs. You can use chicken breast if you want, but I am going to use chicken thighs because I like chicken thighs and they have much better taste than chicken breast. Oh, I forgot something. I just remembered. This is about a pound, maybe just a little bit shy of a pound. If you want, you can make big batches of this. And like I said, you'll be able to use it for meal prep. All right. So we're going to mix everything, all of our seasonings with the sausage. Before I do that, I'm going to start the process of grinding the chicken. One of the things that I like to do when I am grinding chicken in the food processor is add in a little bit of chicken broth. So I'm putting in just a little bit of the low sodium chicken broth here. So we can get this going, get things going. Oh, another reason why I like to grind my own chicken is because I can control the consistency of the chicken. So if I want it to be like a little more textured, I don't have to grind it as much. And if I want it to be really fine, I can just let it go. I'm going to start by pulsing the chicken just to get it going. It's super, super simple, especially if you have a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can definitely just go ahead and buy ground chicken, and then you can still season it up the way that we're seasoning it now. All right, so this is how we're starting now. This is what it'll look like. So now we're going to add in some herbs and spices. So like I said, we're going to be doing like a Cajun style sausage. So I'm first going to start with some chopped up parsley. I have curly parsley. You can use flat leaf if you like. You can use either one. I actually prefer flat leaf, but the particular grocery store I was at didn't have any. So in this little bowl, I have some onions, I have garlic, I have a little fresh thyme, and some fresh rosemary. If I had green seasoning, I would use that. But since I'm out of green seasoning, I haven't made another batch since I've moved. This is what we're using today because this is the spices that I had in my refrigerator. If you're not familiar with the green seasoning recipe, go ahead, look on my channel. Celeste, if you can, please drop the link in the chat so everybody can see if you haven't already, the green seasoning recipe. It is the perfect all-purpose seasoning for cooking for health, salt-free, sugar-free, fat-free, vegan, everything, okay? All right. Our water's ready. Let's go ahead and get our potatoes in the water. It is boiling. So the water I started the water boiling at cold. Of course. Let me go ahead and add these in here. All right. So we're just going to let those cook. They don't have to get all the way done, but we're going to take them out just shy of completely done. All right. So now let me go ahead and season this chicken up. We're going to add in some garlic powder, of course. I definitely recommend going ahead and adding everything in while you're mixing up or grinding up the chicken. That way you can make sure your seasonings are all incorporated. That was onion powder. We're going to use a few dashes of liquid smoke. Here's a liquid smoke if you're not familiar with this. All right. I have my Kinder's no salt blackened seasoning. You can use as little or as much as you like of this. Oh, wait. I haven't even opened this. This seasoning does tend to get a little caked up, so keep that in mind. There we go. Again, this has no salt, so use it as you like. I also have this all-purpose Kingsford seasoning. It's no salt in it. The reason why I like to use it is because it has a lot of herbs in it. So it gives a nice flavor without adding any additional salt. So use any type of no salt seasoning. You can even use Mrs. Dash. You can use a garlic and herb type seasoning. So our salt source, of course, is going to be Tony's Creole seasoning. If you are not, because Tony's can be a little spicy if you use a lot of it, as well as this blackened seasoning, because it does have cayenne pepper in it. You can use less Tony's and then add a little bit more add some kosher salt. That way you can make sure that your chicken is nice and seasoned. But we're not afraid of a little spice over here, so we're going to get it going. I'm going to add in just a tiny bit more of chicken broth. And then we're going to grind this up. All right. Whew. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. All right. This is exciting. Yes. All right. Let's see. I see we have Real Bravado Network in the building. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Sunday. Happy Brunch Sunday. Cheers to you. We've made our cocktail for our brunch today, and now we are making chicken sausage for our chicken sausage skillet. So for our cocktail, we have like a little frozen smoothie-like situation with a little splash of tequila, a few splashes of tequila with some pineapple, some orange juice, fresh pineapple, fresh squeezed orange juice. I got some free fruit recently, y'all, so I've been going in, okay? Let's see. Squeegee Kid is here. He says, ghost listening while working out. Okay. Thank you for joining us during your workout. What are you doing today? Are you doing upper body, lower body? You know, I'm a fitness fanatic. I'm a trainer, all of those things. So let me know what you're working in the gym today. You're going to inspire me to get in the gym. I've been doing a lot of cardio. I've been walking a lot, but y'all, lifting, I ain't been doing that much of that. I'm going to be honest. Okay. Here we are. So let me show y'all the consistency of our sausage here. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. Okay, so who we got here? My sister, Nanny here, is in the building. She says, hey, y'all. Barry Bell is here. Thank you so much for joining. Squeegee Kid says 20 to 30 light lifting, 20 to 30 miles of cycling. Wait, 20 to 30 miles or 20 to 30 minutes of cycling? Who is cycling 30 miles or 20 miles for that matter? Okay, sir. I'm scared of you. That's a lot. Cycling is done, so just wrapping up. Okay. Are you really cycling for 30 miles? I'm very curious now. All right, so now that our sausage is done, let me show y'all the consistency of this sausage. For those who are just joining, we are having chicken sausage skillets today. We made the chicken sausage from scratch. So, okay. This is my best friend, y'all. Building my Beyonce Renaissance look and watching. Okay, girl, yes, we have to make sure we looking good for Beyonce. Let's see. 20 to 30 miles of cycling daily. Okay, Squeegee Kid, I see you. You are my inspiration. Okay, yes, his legs are very strong because cycling, y'all, I've tried cycling here at the gym. And let me tell you something. That ain't no joke. I got some strong legs, okay? If I must say so myself. But 20 to 30 miles of cycling, shout out to you, Squeegee Kid. You are the real MVP, okay? All righty. So now that we're done with this, let me go ahead and move things around because we are going to get started with our sausage. Okay, so like I said, I watched the Umar Johnson interview on Daily Rap Crew. Y'all, let me just say, half the content creators here on YouTube have been playing, okay? Because I know most people don't like, a lot of people watch clips of long form content. They don't necessarily watch the entire thing. From what I can see on the Daily Rap Crew's channel, that interview, that it was like a 3-hour live. 2 hours of it, or maybe even over 2 hours of it, was actually them talking. And then I believe they had a whole point in the live where it was just people calling in, asking questions, things of that nature. The reason why I said I was floored was because out of the 2-hour interview, most of the time, Dr. Umar was discussing, Black liberation, Black family, Black people building up and having like wealth in this country. He is a Pan-Africanist. So he was talking about Pan-Africanism. He was talking about his school, of course. Everybody know Dr. Umar and the school. Everybody talking about the school. There were so many things he talked about. The whole portion of maybe men and women, gender wars, relationships, that portion was maybe 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes at most, out of a 2-hour interview. Meanwhile, most of the content I have seen on this platform here, YouTube, has all been surrounding some of the things that Dr. Umar said regarding Black women, feminism, Pookie and Ray Ray, single mama, all that jazz. I'm not getting into that because y'all know I don't like talking about that crap. It's pointless. Very few people ever offer any solutions, and folks just want to sit and cry on the internet because they didn't get a date in high school. Okay? We're not focusing on that. We need to focus on the things that Dr. Umar discussed in his interview. Okay? Let me go back to the comments. The B of cooking. Yes, the Beyonce of cooking. Because I don't know what some of these people be. Let me shut up. Let's see. Cycling is so hard, y'all. If you've never cycled, you definitely should try it. It's an amazing cardio workout, but it also is going to work out y'all legs. Now, y'all know I'm the leg girl. I train people hard on legs. I train myself hard on legs. That's my claim to fame. That's the best asset on this here body that God gave me. So I know legs, but cycling is nothing to play with. So shout out to Squeegee Kid. He says it takes about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. Just listen to music and it's over before you know it. One day I'm going to be like him, but today ain't the day. All righty. So for our sausage, we are going to make some little sausage balls, maybe little meatball like things. Let me get some gloves. Derek Gaines, possibly easy on the knee. Yes, cycling is easier on the knees. That's why you see a lot of older people in cycling classes in some of those gyms. Like at the EOS, I'm not gonna lie. The day that I went to EOS to do the cycling class, y'all, I was embarrassed. There was an old couple in front of me. They was getting it. They was in there. I had to keep stopping. I was out of breath. My legs was tired. Granted, I had just did a heavy workout maybe a few days before. So I was lifting heavy. My legs were sore as hell. They were very sore, to be fair. However, those older people, that couple, they were at least well in their 60s, probably even 70s. They was getting it. Everybody was on the board, so you could see how fast everybody was going. There were plenty of times that little old lady was ahead of me, okay? And I am not ashamed about it. Look, sis be in there cycling. So I highly, highly recommend if you are looking for something to strengthen and build your legs, but you can't really bend a lot or you can't bear a lot of weight on your back, try cycling. Thank you, Squeegee Kid. Okay. So we're going to go ahead to make it easy. We're going to go ahead and make this sausage, ball our little sausage balls up, and we're going to put them straight into our skillet here. So here's the sausage. I'm going to, like I said, make a few little balls, little sausage balls. If you want, you can make a big batch of the chicken sausage, and then you can either freeze it, you can make it into a ball and cut it up to make patties in the morning. There's so many different things that you can do with it. I highly recommend because it is a good option for meal prep. Like I said, chicken sausage is so tasty and it's a lot healthier than like pork sausage. It's going to be way less fat. Derek, here is the no salt blackened seasoning. I got this at Sprouts, although I did see a sign that says that they are going to be discontinuing it. So I did go ahead and put a link, add the no salt lemon pepper seasoning from Kinder's on my Amazon storefront, but I don't believe that I've added the blackening. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. I believe the Amazon storefront link, if it's not in the description, it is on my page at the upper right corner. If you go to my channel, you'll see the upper right corner. There's a link to my Amazon store. Okay. All right. We got our potatoes on the oven or on the stove. They're boiling. I like to parboil potatoes before I make them in a skillet. I'm just going to use a little bit of the non-stick spray coconut oil. And I'm just going to make like little, nothing fancy, just little balls and put them in our skillet. Nothing too crazy. I didn't add any type of breading or anything like that. This is nothing but, if you're just joining, we got some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I use some parsley, fresh thyme, fresh rosemary, fresh garlic, and onions. We have some dried herbs in here, blackened seasoning, Tony's Creole seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, as well as some liquid smoke. So these little sausages are going to be nice and flavorful. You actually can use any type of seasoning that you want, but I was going for more of like a little Cajun type little situation, little flavor. This was made in my food processor, grounded it up. So yeah. Celeste says we need to see a spread of all the Kinder seasoning you have one day. It's a new one every video. I'll show y'all a few in just a few seconds. Because I do have actually, I feel like I don't have as many as I used to. I need to go back to Sam's Club. Sam's Club has not Squeegee Kid with the cooking jokes. What time is it? Hold on. Y'all. Let me turn this down. I don't want this to get too hot. Squeegee Kid with the cooking jokes. Alrighty. It's shot o'clock. It is. Let me take a drink. Let me take a little sip. Let me take a sip. So for those of you that are joining a little bit later, we made a little breakfast cocktail, a little frozen smoothie like drink. We have some pineapple juice or fresh pineapples, fresh squeezed orange juice, tequila, a little coconut milk, ice. Squeegee Kid, what time is it? He said, no joke, I was such a dumb kid. I thought time was pronounced thyme. Look, everybody did. Because when I was little, I used to say thyme until my grandmother said, no, girl, it's time, okay? Time. Nanny says, let me head on down to the cycling because I got to save my knees and back. Okay. All right. So we're going to, like I said, these are going to be real rustic looking, our little sausages. If I had the time, if I would have done this beforehand, I would have actually kind of like rolled it up in some cellophane or some plastic wrap. You could have froze it just a little bit and then cut like little, you can make little cuts to make patties, sausage patties. Ooh, uh-oh. We got a little color. All right. I'm going to add in a few more. All right. So, like I said, y'all, I watched this 2-hour dang on interview. And out of the 2 hours, the relationship portion was maybe 10 minutes. And like, it really kind of just got me thinking, like, why is it that we will heavily focus on stuff that is honestly kind of arbitrary, and instead of like really kind of focusing, really kind of asking the hard questions, having the hard conversations really about why it is that we are in the predicament as a community that we are. Like I said, Dr. Umar Johnson, he's a Pan-Africanist. So he talked heavily about like, you know, the diaspora, the relationships between Black Americans, Caribbean Blacks, as well as Africans. And it's a contentious relationship. We know that. But like, I enjoyed all of the things that he discussed about how we could all work together to create, you know, one huge community across the globe. I highly recommend that you watch the video because the themes of the video were so vast like I said, the relationship portion was so small, and it kind of disappointed me that I saw so much commentary surrounding, Black feminism and, all the things that Umar said regarding like Black women being angry about raising the kids and all that kind of stuff. Like, how many times are we gonna have that conversation? Like, for real. Am I the only person who's tired of that same conversation? Let me know in the comments if you tired of that same conversation. I'm mad, you mad, we all mad. All right. I should have used the spoon first. I'm going to add in a few more little sausages. Yes. We're going to add in a few more because protein is key. So we definitely want to make sure we're getting enough protein. And like I said, this sausage, chicken sausage, is the perfect way to start out your day right with enough protein. A lot of times, especially for us women, but for men too, a lot of times one of the reasons why we find ourselves so hungry throughout the day is because we don't have enough protein. So if you start out your day with trying to have at least about 20 grams of protein, which depending on the type of protein is going to be maybe about 4 or 5 ounces of protein, whether that's eggs, a combination of eggs or chicken sausage, turkey, bacon. You can even have a protein shake. If you can try to have at least about 20 grams of protein in the morning, each morning, you really be starting your day off on a good foot. And you're going to be least likely to be snacking in the evenings and grazing and just doing all those things that are kind of productive for your fitness goals if you have them. Let's see what Nanny has to say. She says, I think the focus is there because it takes too much brain power to contemplate what is more beneficial to our community as a whole. The relationship portion is easy. It is easy. And that's the thing that kind of annoys me. Like, it's too easy. It's so easy for me to sit here and complain about every man that has ever wronged me. It's so easy for me to sit here and point the finger at everybody else for the reason why I don't have some of the things that I want to have out of life. It's much harder for me to look in the mirror, take accountability for my actions, and recognize that in addition to maybe I didn't make the right choices, there are things that I don't control here as a Black woman in America. And in order for me to make sure that I progress in life, there are going to be some hard decisions I have to make. There are going to be things that I don't want to do, sacrifices that I'm going to have to make. This is just the name of the game. This is the nature of life. Is not fair. Life ain't fair. Nanny says she's definitely tired of having the same convo. Celeste says, nope, I'm tired. It's a psyop. In my opinion, just seems like this came out of nowhere, this gender war BS. So speaking of, one of the things that I appreciated that Dr. Umar did discuss in the video was this gender war is almost like this Black gender war. It's almost like it was planted. Like, you know how, watch the video, but you know how there are some things in history that we know for a fact the CIA and the FBI had hands in. It's almost like they got hands in this because it's outrageous how it's come to a complete point where Black men and women literally can't stand each other. I can't tell you from the woman's perspective how many women I see on the internet and even in real life making it seem like they don't even like men. Girl, they're attracted to men, physically attracted to men, but they literally just act like they don't like them. And again, I get it. We've all had negative experiences romantically. I have seen the literal worst in men, okay? The worst things that men are capable of, I have seen them with my own 2 eyes. So I don't want to hear it about what you've experienced and all the other kind of stuff. You experience negativity from one person, not an entire group of people. So I think it is mind-boggling and it's just counterproductive to constantly have the same negative attitudes, the same negative conversations without any ounce of solution, without any ounce of positivity, hope, anything. Oh, I'm mad. I hate men. I hate women. On and on and on. Let's see. Squeegee Kid says, we know the single mom topic gets the clicks, but we also know 90% who swear they've never with a single mom don't stand a chance with any woman, single mom or not. And see, that's another thing. Squeegee Kid, shout out to you for being a man and saying something that's honest. Everybody know I don't have no problem with admitting I'm a single mom. It is what it is, okay? I have a child and I'm not married. Hello. And I'm not a terrible person. And let me tell you something. As a woman me being a single mom was the least of my concerns, is the least of my concerns when it comes to dating. I literally have had men who don't have kids more than willing to date me in the past as well as currently. So that whole mumbo jumbo, I don't want no single mom. Okay, if you don't. Nobody's forcing your hand to date someone that you don't want to date. I don't want to date a drug dealer. I don't want to date a criminal. I don't want to date a dude with 5 kids. I don't want to date a dude with more than 2 kids, to be perfectly honest. I have my preferences and things that I prefer. That's fine. Nobody ever said you couldn't. But the moment that you have to get on the internet and trash an entire group of people because you're upset about your personal experiences, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. We got to chill. We all have had negative experiences. And it is what it is. All right. I'm going to keep the rest of my chicken sausage. We can put this away and eat this another time. All right. I'm going to let these keep cooking. Where's my top? Put the top on and let those keep cooking. Let me pull up some comments. Let's see what y'all talking about in the chat. Let's see. I was completely turned off when he said black men should be responsible for kids, not their own. I play father to a child, not my own, but that's not. Okay, so in response to this, I think that people are thinking a little bit too literal. Let me just explain to you from like my perspective what he means. I'm a woman. I'm a mom. I'm also a member of the largest black sorority in the country, in the world. Okay. One of the things as a member of that sorority that we do is mentor young girls. We purposely seek out young black girls specifically, but anybody can join our youth programs, but young black girls, we purposely seek them out so that they have the mentorship, positive reinforcement and mentorship and guidance from women who are older, who have experienced life, who are doing positive things with their life. I think that is what he was talking about. We know physically, ain't nobody talking about in a stepdaddy situation. That's completely different. But as a community, because we've always been community-like people, even before we were here in this country. If you look in African history, black people have always been a communal group of folks. Human beings are community-based. We do not live alone. We never are just completely alone. Human beings are very social creatures, so we have to be around one another. And when we have groups of people that are like, similar, then we need to support each other. And in that way, I should not have a problem with telling the kids in my neighborhood that you guys are doing something you're not supposed to do, and you know your parents did not raise you like that. You need to be doing the right thing. There's nothing wrong with taking on that role of an elder in the community and making sure that the kids are being guided in the right direction. Umar said it multiple times in that interview. Too many of us are stuck on this meism. It's just about me. We're individuals. We're not a community. And that's when things change for us as black people in America. That is literally when things change. When everybody wanted to go where somebody else's ice was cooler, they wanted to go and see what was going on in the suburbs and go here, go there. They wanted to neglect their own. And now everybody's only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about the community. And then the next thing you know, everybody's talking about, well, the community is lost. We're dysfunctional. Y'all don't care about community. Let's just call a thing a thing. Nobody cares because you don't want to have to be responsible for something that you didn't bring here in the world. And I just feel like that's, in my opinion, that's ridiculous. That's just my little 2 cents. All right, let me show y'all my little sausages. They got some nice color on them. I'm gonna bring these up. I'm gonna take these off. So this is our sausage. I'm gonna take them out of the pan. If you don't want to make like little sausage balls, you can also just grind the sausage up and just kind of make it as if you were doing like ground beef or regular ground chicken or something of that nature. So it's definitely optional. All right. Let me see more comments. More comments. Uh-oh. Let's see. Squeegee Kid says in response to Celeste, for real, there's a large sorry. There is a very large incel crowd on these channels. A lot of these dudes saying cute women are fives and beneath them knowing maybe the last 30 seconds. They last 30 seconds. Squeegee Kid said it. I didn't. Oh. It wasn't planted. These conversations amongst men have been going on for 30 years or more. YouTube just brought it up. There's a difference between having a conversation and there being a war. There's literally like a war. Like people aren't talking about like the bad things. They aren't just talking about, people's poor mistakes or poor choices that we've made as a community. People are literally going after folks. I've literally watched lives where people, the streamer as well as people in the comments, are just insulting people for an hour. That's not having a conversation about how we can progress as a community. That's making yourself feel better because you're miserable. Like at someone else's expense, you're making yourself feel better at someone else's expense because you're miserable. I can tell you right now, happy people don't take time to talk shit about other people. Outside of the fact that I could use, 7 or 8 more zeros in my bank account, I can honestly say this is one of the happiest times of my life. I literally don't have time to sit and talk shit about other people. I just don't. Why? I am content and happy for the most part where I'm at in life. Other people's ills, their poor decisions, they bear nothing on my life. It's not going to pay the rent. It is not going to feed my child. It is not going to make me a better person. So why are we taking the time to conduct ourselves in this way? This is what I'm talking about. I don't have a problem with people talking about things. I don't have an issue with the fact that men have a platform to discuss the things that they've been frustrated with for the last 50 to 60 odd years. I don't. I think that that's healthy. Conversation is necessary. We don't, Black men are dying of at young ages, part of which because they have a lot of stress. They don't have the opportunities to be able to, talk out things, to vent. They were not socialized to really feel the feelings and understand why they feel the way that they feel, why they are the way that they are, So I am happy that we have these platforms for people to have conversations, but it's one thing to have a conversation and to express your experiences. It's another to just literally use this as an opportunity to talk shit about someone because they rejected you. And we're not about to sit here and act like we don't see that every single day on this platform. And at this point, it needs to stop. It especially needs to stop when you use this particular interview, 5 to 10 minutes of this interview, to feed your narrative when this man, who is educated, who is licensed to do a lot of work in the community, who talked about the low reading scores of Black men or Black boys in America, he talked about that. He talked about things that we can do to improve our community. But what are we focused on? Relationships. I'm confused. I'm confused. Let's see. Derek Gaines said he's staying away from them types. Honestly, you know what? I think that people should stay, people should definitely go and be involved with folks that are aligned with them. I am not in the business of trying to make somebody be with somebody that they don't want to be with. I'm not. Look, I just told y'all I don't want no criminal. I don't want no criminal. I don't want no man that's out here populating the whole world. I don't want that. I know the type of man that I desire. I know the type of woman that I am. I know what I have to give in a relationship, and I know what I require in a relationship. That's all I need to that's all I need to be focused on. I don't need to be focused on the people that I don't want, because that's not my vision. Like, I think we focus a little bit too much on like arbitrary things. Arbitrary things. Real Bravado Network. I don't hate black men. Sorry, I can't read. I don't think black men hate our women. Too many black men are just fed up with the behavior and attitudes towards black men. Baby, let me tell you something. The feeling is mutual. That's the thing that I wish we all would understand. The same way y'all feel, that is the same way black women feel. Let's move past this. Move past it. If you want to be partnered, focus on you and what you need to do so that you can find the person that is complementary to you. Because okay, it's the same thing. This is how I feel about this. I'm a girl, I'm a woman. Us ladies, we love to talk to our girlfriends about our relationships and all those things. Okay. Our potatoes are about done, so we're going to start to cook our skillet. Let me go ahead and... This is our pot from Squeegee Kid. Shout out to you. He purchased this off of the Amazon wish list. And let me tell you something. No lie, I'm not just saying this. This is literally like one of my favorite pots. That was one of my favorite pots. And this skillet that we're using today, which was actually purchased from a donation from Real Bravado Network. So shout out to him. These are like my two favorite things in the kitchen. So shout out to y'all. All right. Let me get some more comments and then we're going to start our skillet. Being a single mom of a lot of kids has never been a problem at all. I've experienced / survived the worst of men. However, they're not all bad. They not. Like... Y'all, I love black men. And I don't like this whole like war stuff. It's crazy. It actually like really hurts my heart when I hear young black girls or young black women, like women younger than 25, say negative things because they're being influenced by media. And the same thing goes for young black boys, like young black men. Young black guys, 20 to 25 years old, saying nasty things about black women. I'm just like, oh, y'all sound like y'all spent all y'all time on the internet. Y'all really do. Because I see more negativity with men and women on the internet than I do in real life. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just the only person out here who's experiencing real life with real people. Black single moms out here in general have to have these unreasonable expectations regarding the level of care the non-father should take on. Yeah. If that's your experience, I won't negate that. I think he meant that as in the village, not the paymaster. Absolutely. Terry, I think most men I know don't mind dating single moms. It's the attitude that men I know stay away from. I'm sorry to say. I mean, look, everybody is not worth being around. Like, I every time y'all keep saying this, and we can go back and forth. Y'all know it's all love. But every time y'all keep saying this, I'm like, dude, do y'all realize like the things that y'all say? And I say this to women as well. You can ask any of my single friends. We have conversations, actually all of my friends, we have conversations about relationships and everything. And I check them when they be on some BS and when they say crazy things about men. I'm like, do you realize they can say the same thing about us? And some of the same things that you gentlemen are in the comments saying, we as women can say the same thing about y'all. Nobody is perfect. And that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, we've recognized that there are some imperfections, there are some flaws within us. All right, we know that. So now that you know that, move forward with that in mind. Move forward with that in mind. We also know, and Dr. Umar discussed this in the video, we also know that us Black folks in America have experienced a lot of trauma generationally. Like, it really kind of is mind-boggling to me how much we ignore that. Like, we really don't have that conversation. But as my sister said, that's a hard conversation to have. Nobody wants to sit here and like think about all of the things that were purposely and continue to purposely be done in our community to us to keep us disenfranchised. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that we were targeted in so many different ways. Nobody wants to talk about that. Or when you do, people are like, oh, that don't matter. Okay, I guess. All right, let's start our skillet because it's time, baby. We're going to start with some olive oil. And then I'm going to add in my onions. And while that's heating up, the oil is heating up, we'll just let the onions start to caramelize. I want the onions to be nice and a little bit of natural sweetness in them. So that's why I'm starting it kind of on a cooler skillet or cooler pot and let them heat up. What does Derek say again? It's not like that anymore. The Black community used to check kids when they out of control. Now it's the parents that's out of control. Parents have always been out of control. There have always been people that were going against the status quo. There have always been, you know, the incels and the weirdos and the dysfunctional people in the community. Not to say that, I mean, I'm sure we probably can argue that there are more now, but the thing about it is, nobody want nobody telling their kids what to do. Don't nobody want anybody to worry about them. Everybody always talking about mind your business, mind your business. Literally, we hear that every single day on the social media. People need to mind their business. Okay. But then in the next breath, why don't y'all tell these men or why don't y'all tell these women to do this? I thought I was minding my business. Which one is it? I sound like I'm a middleman. I guess I am. We have two crowds at war, an incel crowd and an entitled, modernized woman crowd who indeed think they deserve 100. Look, Squeegee Kid, I am with you. Like, because I watch Kendra, okay? And baby, some of the mess that I see some of these women saying on Kendra, I'll be like, girl, if you don't sit down. Okay, so to start our caramelization process, we are going to add some salt to our onions. Yes. This is going to be so good, y'all. Shout out to y'all for joining me for brunch. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know I've been gone, but I'm back with the jump off like I never left. All right. Yes, I'm the middleman too, Squeegee Kid. Smoke and Talk is in the building. Sorry, y'all are commenting and I'm trying to pull up most of the comments. So I appreciate y'all for being engaged. I'm just now getting to Smoke and Talk. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Sorry, we need a war. We need to fight this ish out. Sometimes you need to have it out in order to fix some ish. On my channel, I attack the issue, not the person. I'm here for a war, but not a war between us men and women. I'm just going to say it like that. If you haven't watched the full Umar interview on, what's it called? The Rap Crew, or whoever them people are, you'll know what I'm talking about if you watch the whole interview. All right. You take this down. We're going to add some minced garlic. because y'all know I love garlic. Let's see. What else Squeegee Kid has to say? Try to check a brat at Walmart and you're gonna get called an abuser just for telling the kid to simmer down. Back in the day, that was acceptable. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that like you literally see kids making poor decisions and then like people get mad when you try to tell them y'all don't need to do that. Or like if there's no adult around, nobody adult trying to check you for saying something, the kids are so disrespectful that they be like, you ain't my mama, or just act like you what you're saying to them is like against the law. Bruh, I'm trying to help your little ass out. All right, so we got some red bell peppers. I just cut those up into some nice little bite-sized chunks. I don't want the bell peppers to get too soft. I do want them to have a little bit of a crunch, but if you prefer them to be softer, you can add them in earlier. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and season this up a little bit more. We're going to start by adding some black pepper. Actually, you know what? Let me add the potatoes, then we'll season. So for those that may have joined a little bit later, I did boil the potatoes in the beginning. So they boiled a little bit and they're pretty much done. I highly recommend you boil your potatoes first before making your breakfast skillets. That way you don't have to use too much oil and it doesn't take too long to cook your potatoes. So we just added some salt, some black pepper, and we're just going to let this kind of cook. It looks good already. I love sausage, peppers, and potatoes. This takes me back to my childhood with my granny. She would make this on Saturdays for breakfast. Let's see. There was a song I heard as a child, sweep around your own front door before you sweep around mine. I have to make sure my daughter is okay before anyone else. Call me selfish, I'm good. I understand that, but there are going to be times where my daughter is away from me and I can't be the one to redirect her. So it's nice to know that there are other adults in the world that will see my daughter making a poor decision or about to make a poor decision that could potentially cause her some type of huge consequence, and they try to convince her to not do that, right? Really try to redirect her. So I'm talking about in those instances, and especially because we have to be honest, like we know that like things aren't set up in a certain way for us Black folks to succeed in the way that our peers are or do. It's not like there is a historic tracking of very racist things that have happened. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all know, we know the statistics when it comes to the criminal justice system. We know all the poor statistics that we are leading in as a community. So why are we so quick to just ignore and allow our kids to get themselves in messed up situations that could potentially ruin their lives? Like, think about that one guy, the basketball player, Ja Morant or whatever. Now, granted, it's not necessarily against the law for him to have a weapon, but like you are employed. I don't care how much money you making. You are employed by an agency, the National Basketball Association. They have rules. They have a code of conduct that you must abide by. You either abide by or you get out of the NBA. Okay? And he needs people, clearly, because he's acting like a kid. He needs people to help redirect him so that he doesn't make a poor decision and potentially ruin his life. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. All right. Let's see. More comments. You as a woman, let me see. Woo! Real Bravado Network saying? He be here with the smoke, y'all. He don't let go. He like a pit bull. He be on it. I ain't mad though. You know what? I like that in you. I like that in you. Very masculine. He says, you as a woman is not our partner. Why would we want to downgrade yourself to a partner than the higher level? What you talking about? I don't know if I'm following what we discussed. Okay, I guess I see what you're saying. Sorry, I went back. I agree. I think if I'm reading it the correct way, why would you want to be a partner as opposed to a wife? I get it. I mean, for me personally, I think family is key. Family is everything. Um, I think that is really what is going to help us as a race, as a community here in the United States. I think us focusing on building strong families. Me at 37 years old, I'm about to sit here and act like, it's a huge possibility I'm about to be building a family. Whatever, I'll just say, folks, if you older, 9 times out of 10, it's over for you. But I do think as the older people in the conversation in the group chat, we should definitely do our part to redirect the young folks into recognizing that family is important. I see too many young people saying they don't want to be married, they don't want to have kids, and it's just like, where will we be if everybody says that? So like, instead of like being mad because you at 38, 45, 50 years old ain't found your wife or your husband, why don't you make sure that we redirect these young kids so that they don't have the same outcomes that we had? Derek. Derek sent a cash. He sent $5. He says, because you like Umar, but you still cool to me. Thank you, Derek. Thank you. I appreciate it. My daughter reads several grades higher, so did I. I've always done it. I've given my daughter 4 books to read. Reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. That's how it's supposed to be. You should take care of yours. She takes care of hers, and so on. Not selfish at all. Okay. Yes. I see y'all really engaging in the chat. I appreciate it. I've been a single father, I've had custody of my child, was never angry at others for my choice of women. I shoulder that. And you know what? I feel the same way about my life. It is what it is. Like, you can't make me feel bad about it because I knew the choice. I knew as soon as that little test said 2 lines pregnant and I had no ring or no marriage certificate, what my possible outcome could be. So why would I be mad? It is what it is. There's no point in being angry about it. We're just going to move forward and make the best life that we can. All right. So let me check and see if we need any more salt. I'm going to add a little bit of Tony. Just a little bit. And then we'll add our sausage back into the situation. I'm going to add our sausage. Yes. Ooh. Yes. I'm going to have to get some more parsley so we can have a little garnish on the top. I'm going to let this chill out, do its thing so it can make sure everything is heated up. I'm going to get a little parsley and we're going to plate, y'all. It's time. It is almost time to plate and eat. Okay? Let me see. Any more good comments? Don't forget the queen of trash talking black men just came out and had to admit the crap black women have been saying about black men has been a lie. Black men have never in mass trashed our woman's image. No, not until now. I'm gonna keep it real. I think that's why it's so many women that are like rejecting a lot of things that are being said because black men haven't. They've never in mass up until maybe recently just talked so much crap about women. Meanwhile, I have to admit, women have for the last several decades, we done talk cash money ish about black men. And I think it's time to stop. Like I think it's time to stop. Because we all know if you keep telling somebody they ain't ish, what's gonna happen? So words have power, and I think we need to stop. So I definitely agree with that. I didn't see the whole thing with Oprah, but I'm glad to hear she was talking about Oprah. Terry, that conversation will make me drink my moonshine. Hey, I'm always here for a debate. So let's drop Real Bravado Network's link in the chat. Oh, I am behind. I watched it. He made some good talking points, talking salesman. I know you rock with him. I just can't. I'm curious to know why you can't rock with him because he says a lot. He says a lot. And that's the point. That's my thing. He said so much in the comment or in this interview, and we still focus on one little thing. That's all. Yes. Celeste is letting y'all know if you were interested in supporting. I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all are coming in here today with all the comments. I appreciate the engagement. Squeaky Kid says, I agree with Derek and River Bottom Network. Umar makes some good points. I think his pandering is beyond obvious, so even the few good points get lost easily. But that's the thing, though. Like, literally, these few little pandering moments was 5 seconds. Y'all, Umar dropped some knowledge, like a novel worth of knowledge. I'm not even talking about the relationship stuff. Honestly, I didn't even necessarily agree with him when he was like, black women need to be mad at us. No, we need to be mad at white supremacy. That's what we need to be mad at. I don't have no problem with saying it. Other people scared to say that word, that phrase. I'm not, okay? The biggest threat to the black family and the black community has been white supremacy. So the day that everybody can have that conversation and keep it real, we're going to be doing something. But until then, y'all can keep pointing your fingers back and forth. We can keep talking about deadbeat dads. We can keep talking about single mamas. We can keep talking about feminism. We can keep talking about Pookie and Ray Ray until we're going to really talk about the real problem, okay? But don't nobody want to talk about that because that's a hard conversation to have. It's a hard conversation. It's actually very depressing, but it's necessary. If we're gonna talk mess about the choices that we've made, we need to also talk about the choices that this country has made that has caused us to be in the situation that we're in today. People forget history. You know, the civil rights it was very modern. The United States is a infant country. Okay, it's a baby country. So everything that has happened in the United States is so modern compared to like real history. I don't want to say real history, but other world history. All right, let me cut up some parsley because we're going to plate, y'all. It's time to eat. What is Yvette talking about in the comments? Hello, Yvette. Thank you for joining. All right, y'all. I'm going to move this. I got some parsley, some curly parsley. I'm just going to do a little rough chop so we can have some garnish. And then we're going to plate. And then we're going to be eating. I just realized I don't have any ketchup. And I love ketchup with my potatoes. But that is fine. That is fine. All right. All righty. Let's get a bowl. What did I do with my spoon? Oh, here we go. All right. Let's put the potatoes at the bottom. We're going to Put the sausage on top. Then we're going to have, oh, okay. This little chicken sausage, baby. Let me get one more. All right. Let's move this out the way. We'll move our cooktop. Shout out to Craig Lamar for the cooktop. Baby. Now, we'll add a little parsley. And there we have it, y'all. There we have it. I'm going to pull this up so y'all can see it. Big screen. If it works. Maybe not. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. We got our chicken sausage that we made from scratch. Chicken sausage, potatoes, peppers, onions, a little garlic, and topped it off with some parsley for garnish. That is brunch, baby. And don't forget, we had our breakfast cocktail, our orange juice or our pineapple juice, pineapple, orange, tequila little situation. Let me take a picture and a video, and then y'all already know what's going to happen next. We got to taste. All right. Oh, this looks so good. Yes. Dang, I wish I had some ketchup. I do have some tomatoes, though. I love eating tomatoes. Oh, this looks amazing. Look at that light. Yes, with our little cocktail. All right. Okay, y'all. It's time to eat. Let's try it out. See where we are. See where we are. There it is again. Yes. Yvette says she missed the drink. Definitely go ahead and do a little rewind. Let me get a piece of this chicken sausage. Mmm. Oh, this is real good. Mmm. Look. Oh. Okay. I'm done. Y'all gotta try this. This was really good. That sausage, the blackened seasoning, the Tonys, the herbs, all the spices. Look. The potatoes are cooked to perfection. I'm telling you, it makes a world of a difference when you parboil the potatoes first and then add them to the skillet. You don't need as much oil. So, of course, it helps when we're eating for health because, of course, we know we want to make sure that we are making the best choices nutritionally so that we can be here a long time, okay? Let me show y'all. Y'all said y'all want to see the Kinder seasonings. So I'll go ahead and let me see. These are the only ones that I have right now. I had more. Oh, wait. Oh, is that the same one? Okay. I actually have multiples of some. Oh, wait. Here's another one. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. I have a lot. Okay. That's it for now. All right. So these are the no salt ones, the lemon pepper and the blackened seasoning. I love those because they have no salt. You can use them as much as you like. This is a newer one that I recently got. I think I picked this one up from Sprouts as well. Smoky garlic and sea salt. Y'all, of course, it has like the garlicky part or the garlicky flavor, but it's the smokiness that I really like. It takes the food to a next level. This is great on beef, on steak. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Another option for beef is this wood fire garlic. I've used this for steak as well. So definitely try that one out. These two, I really like them. I don't use them as much, but just depending on what I want to cook. They're definitely good on chicken. You can use it on seafood as well. And then this one, buttery steakhouse. This one's good too. I also have Real Bravado Network just sent a cash app. Hold on, let me see what he's saying. He says he sent $25. Thank you, Real Bravado Network. And he says, go back to my Umar comment. Okay, I'm going to go back in just a second. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm hot, y'all. Okay. So yeah, those are my Kinders. I have some more that I really like that I've run out. So as I get more, y'all know I love Kinders. I'll be tagging them in this video as well. Shout out to Kinders. All right, let me go back to Real Bravado Network's comment because he got something to say. What he said? Where he at? All right, let me go back. Okay, he says, Dr. Umar is cool. Wait. He says, Dr. Umar is cool. I'm hot, y'all. With certain topics, but on this one, let's not forget he has multiple baby mamas and he's recruiting help because he knows one man can't take care of more than one. You know what? I ain't fooling with you. He does. I mean, he does. But one thing I can say, he might have multiple baby mamas and all this other kind of stuff, but he ain't out here trying to talk mess about people because they got multiple baby mamas and all that kind of stuff and talking about single moms. You can have your opinions about people and their life choices, but I think it's really peculiar when people haven't made the best choices as well and they talking cash-ish. So I agree. I'll never be on here kind of trying to crucify somebody for their life choices because not all of mine have been spectacular. However, I can also recognize that some of the choices that we've made in our community, both men and women, they've harmed us. They have. They really have harmed us. It has stunted our growth in population as a community, both psychologically, emotionally, mentally, financially. It has literally hindered us a lot. So, okay, we know it now. Now what? We know the mistakes that we've made. Where do we go from here? That's my point. I don't have a problem with people wanting to bring up what has happened. I could see that out the corner of my eye. I don't have a problem with people bringing up what has happened, all the ills of our community. That's fine. But at some point, we got to stop with the you did this and you did that and it's your fault. And we need to start with, all right, y'all, we know we done messed up. We know we effed up. Where do we go from here? That's all I'm saying. Okay? All right. So that's it, y'all. We had a great live. I really appreciate y'all for being so engaged today in the live. Y'all tore up this chat. Y'all like this topic. There's a few other things that I want to discuss about Umar, but I may or may not decide to talk about them. I love the way that the conversation went from here, and we just kind of just talked freely, and everybody gave their perspective. So I do appreciate what Squeegee Kid has to say. Right. Like, I chose to be a drug dealer for the past 24 years. Legal. I work in pharmacy. Hey, look, we need you. We need us in all positions. Did I see the comment about the ring? No. What? I didn't see the comment about the ring. Let me see. Derek is hilarious. Y'all have a good one. I will be back on YouTube most likely on Wednesday, but I'll confirm that in a few days. Again, thank y'all so much. Shout out to Real Bravado Network. He's a stream sponsor with his $25 Cash App donation. Shout out to Derek Gaines for his $5 Cash App donation. Shout out to y'all for being here on Sunday, cooking with me, chatting with me. I enjoyed y'all. If you would like to reach me, My Sexy is Strong across all social medias. All of my links where you can support the channel as well as follow me on social media, even get information from my website. It is all here in the description. Y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday. Okay, let me see if there's any more comments. And Celeste, thank you again, Terry, for showing us that healthy food does not have to be bland. Of course. Y'all have a good one. I had so much fun with y'all. Happy Sunday.